Live.
Cool. That's it. Are we live, Naomi? Can you see us?
No, it's just going live soon.
Right.
Usually about a 3 or 4 second delay.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But we're on.
There we go. We are live. Oh my God, this is so much easier than last week.
StreamYard is such an amazing tool.
I know. Well, last week we tried to do it with Sarah. Oh, and I couldn't flipping figure it out on Facebook how to do it, how to add a co-host, how to do whatever. Oh, it was a bloody nightmare.
Yeah.
So in the end, we just ended up recording something the following day, and then I shared it in the group. So I don't want to do that, but this is so easy, isn't it? This StreamYard is so easy, so dead easy to set up. So if anyone's out there that hasn't done it, then literally just go on and register it if you plan to do lives or interviews or anything in any of your groups, or for your clients even if they do it, then yeah, definitely just go on and register for it. It's super easy.
Yeah. Everywhere. It's the best.
So you use it all the time, Kate, don't you, anyway?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, dead easy. Wonderful. So obviously we're delighted that you have said that you will come back and join us after that crazy online event that we had to do last year, which was brilliant. There was so much great feedback. We had loads of people booking for the conference, which then should have been in November, and obviously it was not. So we had great feedback, and I think everyone really enjoyed the day. But there's nothing like getting together in the room and being able to see the whites of everyone's eyes and chat and share things. Yeah, scarily. Yeah. So we're dead excited that at the moment, as things stand, and really delighted that Boris said we're on the way to the 17th next week, and we're on track with everything. We should be okay to continue to go live in the room with everyone on the 24th and 25th of June. So obviously been a weird year for you as well, and everyone's had to adapt and change the way we do things, and we were all online anyway, and you were totally online with everything. So the online element really wouldn't have had a big impact on you, I would imagine. But what else has happened to you? Obviously, we can see all your gin in the background, and share with us what you've been doing the last 12 months.
I have been putting everything I've ever talked about in every sense, strategically, tactically, automation, systems, whatever, into practice with a new business. So I thought, hey, I know what I'll do. I like spirits. I like businesses. I like brands. Why not put them all together? I like interviewing people. Why not put them all together? So since the 3rd of June last year, which is the day of my first interview, I've interviewed a different brand on StreamYard every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And that's turned it craft spirits, gin, rum, vodka, liqueurs. And that's turned into, I don't just want to do this. Like, what's the business here? What's the route? What's the model? What's this thing that I enjoy? How am I turning it into, because I knew I would, how am I turning it into something that's got commercial revenue streams, it's got a brand, and it's got growth? And so I had an idea at the end of September. You know, had the summer having fun, lockdown. It was gorgeous weather, wasn't it? We were like, what's COVID? We just don't leave the house. That's how it was in our garden for a little while. And I had the idea to create a membership club, and thought, do you know what? I've not started something new for about 4 years, because consultancy had been happening and You in Mind existed, and that was running fine. I've not gone from zero to hero wannabe for a long time. So let's do that. So that's what I did. So I created a membership model business, products and services at the end of September, and we're now just over 6 months in. And it's the UK's #1 craft gin and spirits discount club, which is easy to say when you've got 250 members and there's no one else doing it. We can say those things. That's where we're now, and it's now about the consistency and the growth. So the event, the conference, is absolutely perfect timing for me professionally, because I have been doing everything I'm going to talk about. I have been doing and do day in and day out to grow this brand new brand in a very, very competitive market.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's been so many things happened probably over the last 12 months. For VAs, unfortunately, for some VAs, it was a bad time. Some VAs had to leave what they were doing because either their business kind of hit a wall or their clients hit a wall and couldn't progress any further, which has been really unfortunate. Some adapted and did different things and worked with clients in a different way. Probably had a lot of clients that were maybe very office based who then had to adapt and change. I worked with clients on helping them to move over onto a virtual kind of server platform, mainly through Microsoft, and getting people to work on that, but educating them how to use it properly and how to get the best out of it.
Yeah.
And then we've had loads of new VAs because there's been people on furlough, there's been people that have been made redundant, and it is unfortunate. And I think we spoke about it before, and I spoke about it to loads of people, that admin seems to be the first kind of thing to go in a business. So they think, well, everyone can just take it all back on board. You'll all have to get on with your own diaries and you'll all have to sort your own stuff out. So we don't need the admin people anymore. But interestingly, big thing for me, a massive part of my business over the last 12 months was recruitment, was helping clients to recruit for new positions. And loads of those were PAs, office managers, sales support, customer service support. Because I think businesses realised we've not got all these people in the office and we've not got that one central hub to go to. Who's actually going to do all of this then? Oh, God, we need to recruit somebody. Yeah. So it's been a really, really strange year. But for me, noticing what a big impact us as freelance PAs or VAs or whatever we want to call it, it's a horrible kind of really nailing down a description of what we do. But it's been real evident that businesses do still need something, and we really need to adapt to whatever that calling is and whatever clients are needing from us. So it has been a massive big year for adapting, and I hate the word pivoting, but kind of changing what you do and doing it in a different way, really.
And I think it's been, what the past year has also done is it's given, for the first time ever, we've had time. So we've actually had time to focus, which has been amazingly healthy for lots of people and amazingly difficult for lots of other people. But you've had time to kind of dig deep and actually crystallize what it is that you do, what you want to do, who you do it for. And the thing that I found is I've used that time really well. So I've personally kind of enjoyed having that time and space, which has given me some focus, and I have helped my clients do that. I think what it's done is, when you talk about businesses that need your support, that point about who that target customer is and being really black and white about it, like who you actually want to work with and who wants to work with you. There's a difference between you want to work with somebody and you don't want to spend your day persuading them of your services. And I've just written something down here about putting your head up and your sense of purpose and tenacity. And I think I'm going to talk about that at the conference because, there's loads of coaches and consultants that say, who's your ideal target customer? And it's not as straightforward as that. And, I've got my ways, which we'll talk about at the conference. But I think having a sense of who you want to work with and where you add value and where you don't, and the people you want to work with, the people who want to work with you, is actually a really, really difficult thing to do. And so we can make some steps in getting closer to nailing that, or giving people a framework within which they can understand and evaluate that. And then some stuff about, strategy for engagement and doing something different. It will be everything I've been doing professionally for 14 years, and then for my own business, this business, for the past 12 months. So.
Yeah, and I think that's really great that you've got tons of experience of doing all of that in the past anyway, and for many, many years, but it's really fresh in your mind now from the last 12 months of, I've had to revisit that. And I did your Master Whip. That was one of the first things that I did in lockdown, because I thought, right, I can't go anywhere. It's still busy, but I literally can't go anywhere. So whatever time I had, and I probably had, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 hours a week that I would have not normally been in the office. I've now got that time back. What can I do with that time? It needs to be productive. So I signed up for the Master Whip and I did that. And I think, is it 6 weeks or is it 6 modules? I think I maybe did 4. and I did half or 5, because by the time I'd got through all of that, I was actually putting in practice the stuff that I'd learned from the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was massive for me. That kind of spiraled the whole be a standout VA thing, and it went on then to be the online conference. And I don't think that I would have been confident enough to do all of that and carry on what I did with the program that we did at the start of this year if I hadn't done that initial thing of really thinking, yeah, I've been in business for 8 years, but actually, who is it that I really want to work with? And it can take you like so long. It's not a thing that you wake up one morning and think, I know every single thing about that person.
No, it's not an overnight thing. It's, this is what strategic marketing is. Strategic marketing is the basis. Dog here, look. This is the basis. Is the absolute fundamental things. The execution of how you do that: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, whatever. That's easy and changes. The who you are, what your purpose is, what makes you different and special, who you add value to, who you want to work with. They're fundamental questions that you don't get you don't get the answer to those. Often doing it on your own, you don't get the answer to those. And in a simple download free PDF framework, that's not how it works. And I think that's the hard thing, the reality of setting up your own business. Anyone can set up a business. Anyone can say, oh, I can do this, but it's longevity. And
totally.
With lots of different types of people over the past year as well, of freelancers who've helped me, and you realize your ability to see your purpose and be connected to why you're there far outshines an Instagram post, a change file. And the reason why you've done so well, Joe, is because you took the time to reflect and you're connected to it. You understand your reason for being. This is all the dog does. She sits on my knee and she sits on the window ledge and looks at the rabbits. But that's a heavy reflective exercise, and for often it's easy for people to go, oh, I'll just go on a Twitter training or whatever. And that's why I always laugh when people say to me, oh, you've done all right messing around with gin, and look what you're doing now. And I'm like, yeah, okay, it's messing around with gin, making something look like one thing. It's the swan, isn't it? It's like under the water. Everyone doing that, everyone, but it's the swimming in the right direction sort of point, isn't it?
Definitely. And I think those that come to the conference, because like I said before, there's been a lot of new VAs that have come into the industry because they've been made redundant or they've gone on furlough, and they've realized that they could have done some work from home maybe, and they like that lifestyle. They like to be at home and they like the flexibility, and they would probably be really, really great at becoming a VA. But it's not only about being at home and being flexible and doing a little bit of work on the computer. It's really hard work building relationships with people. And there are people from years and years ago that might only come back to me now that will say, can you tell me a little bit more? I know you told me a couple of years ago, but I spoke to loads of other people now and we really got on dead well. And so, it's not just about doing the doing. And I talk a lot about being in two different camps. That I think first and foremost, I am a business owner, and I just happen to do all the stuff that we do, and our associates do all of the stuff. But first and foremost, I'm a business owner, and I understand what it means to run a business. And then we have VAs that, and I'm perfectly right to be in that camp of they are a transactional VA and they do the doing, and that's what they want to do, and that's brilliant. And they have to have business stuff, so they have to have a proper email address. They have to have, maybe registered with ICO or registered with HMRC or something. But they ultimately want to do all the doing, and that's brilliant. We need to recognise where we are and then go from there and say, right, well, I'm going to go out and I'm going to build relationships in this, or I might want to be an associate VA and let somebody give me the work to do because that's what I want to do. Recognising not only who you want to work with, but what you actually want to do and what you want your life and your business to be like. And that's totally in our hands. Yeah. And we have to, it's taken me a long, long time to determine that. And I've always known that I want to be a business owner. Doesn't really matter what I do. I want to be a business owner. But it can take a long time to determine what does that actually look like, and how do I run my life like that. It's not as easy as waking up. And there was a lot of stuff on LinkedIn last year about if you have had any experience of working online, you could just pivot and be a VA because it's dead easy. You could just set up as a VA and it's dead easy. And people were thinking, oh, I bet it's dead easy. I could do that. I could sit at home and do some typing and do some whatever. That's dead easy.
Yeah.
Oh, I would immediately say, not a flipping chance that it's that easy. And I mean, God, my to-do list grows throughout the day, bigger and bigger, and opportunities come in, and I have to juggle things around and think, God, how am I going to fit all this work in this week? And after 9 years, at the end, after a year of being in a pandemic, I think, bloody hell, how lucky to have all of those. It's a good problem to have, but it's not easy. It's definitely not easy.
I think it's a really, really important acknowledgement that for us all to understand what we want from our lives and our the working part, because work is part of our lives, the working part of our lives. And enter, if you are considering, okay, I want to grow something, I want to put my name to something, I want it to be mine, I want to own it. Why? Like, why is that? What do you want? And this is all of the stuff that comes with it. I was 3 till 5 in the morning the other day. Somebody bought something on the members shop without being a member. They managed to get through a bit of code, and that journey of how do I, break it to fix it, and I knew the answer was there. I knew it was. It's tech. The answer's always there. But I had to see my way through it, and the satisfaction and the upskilling and the learning how to do it, and that's forever in my memory bank now. I think, but there are plenty of people who don't want to do that and want to just work and get their kicks in other areas of their life, and we need both. We need both as people. And I think even if people came out of the conference and went, do you know what? I don't want to do my own thing in terms of a brand. I might legally have to have my own identity in some way in HMRC, or I might have to do, these things. But I actually want to work for someone else, or and I want that support and that safety, and that is absolutely good and valid. And there might be people that go, I want my name in lights, and I want this to look like this for me, and I want to realize, explore and realize all those opportunities. And I think the world needs both sorts of people. And often you see stuff on LinkedIn and Instagram and TikTok, whatever. It's like, be your own boss and be a boss babe and a mompreneur and be all of these things. And like, it's easy, start your own business. And I get so annoyed. I agree. Because it's all about the context within which you want to be successful and your own definition of success. And it is no one else's place to.
No, not at all. And the pressure, and you see all of that, and and we hear a lot about pressure on young people about social media image and stuff like that. But I think pressure on business owners as well. And I have this conversation with some VAs where I think, oh, I'm dead envious of your business. It looks amazing. And they say, are you joking? We are so envious of your business. I'm like, no, how can you be? Because yours is like dead cool, and and if they're watching, or when they do watch this, they will know who they are. But I'll say, God, yours always looks like you're having loads of fun, and you're always out and about, and it's dead bright and lovely. And I just want my business to be like that. And they're like, no, we wish, we love your business, and we're dead enviable of your business. And so never, ever believe everything that you see anyway, and just be yourself and just be your own business. And I think within what you're going to do at the conference will really, you'll really emphasize that and show that it is about just you being you and winning business because you're you, and connecting with people because you're you.
So let me give you an example of that, and I'll talk about this, and we'll do some stuff with this at the conference. I once met, I won't say the two organizations, but I will give you a sense of their gravitas. I once met the UK Director of Strategy for a very well-known premium, not as high-end as Harrods or Harvey Nicks, but not Marks and Spencer's, somewhere in between. I met this lady, and we chatted business. We were at Hendu, actually. We chatted business. And I said, tell me about so-and-so's, strategy. And she just gave me one line. And she said, it's to do whatever Amazon can't. And I thought that was really, really interesting. And it's something that I've remembered. It must be 6-7 years ago now, 8 years ago. And it's something that I've remembered because when I think about my own business and people think I've got a team of 10, the brand, I'm very, very visible on all the socials and, it's all everything in practice. But my strategy is to do it in a similar vein, and that gives me free rein, and that gives me consistent with a vision, and you're on a certain scale. And I think when VAs think about that, we talk about your own thing. I talk about swimming in your lane and swimming fast and swimming deep and it being your thing. Actually, sometimes it's really useful to have a competitor, and you just talked about other VAs looking at you and vice versa, and to go, okay, I either want to be like them, I'm going to buddy up alongside them, or I'm going to try and do what they can't do. I'm just gonna try and going to carve out space. And I think it's a really, depending on where you're at in your journey as a business owner, if you want to develop a brand, it's a really interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, I totally agree. It does have to come down to, I think you try to conform, especially as a VA, you try to conform in the first few years. And I know I did, by thinking I've got to do things a certain way. And that's what other VAs are doing. And I have to charge this amount of money, and I have to have a niche, and I have to have a Facebook page and a Twitter profile and Instagram and all the rest of the things, and a website and a great LinkedIn profile. And I've got to do all of this because it's what VAs do.
Yeah.
And if you speak to the best VA trainers out there, they'll say you don't have to do all of that. It's about, and now I know it's about finding those people that I really want to work with. And I haven't got a niche. I work a lot in the property and construction industry because it's what I've done and I understand it. But I know that I want to work with outspoken northern women who like gin, like going out for lunch. We all have similar interests. We all want to be heard. We're not afraid of putting our hand up and saying, I can do this, or I challenge you, because I don't believe that's the best way to do it. We are all very, very similar. And that's the best way that I work with people. So I attract them now, and they're attracted by me. Yeah. But that's taken probably, I'd say, at least 7.5 years to identify that.
Sense of that's been born from your absolute clear sense of understanding of yourself. So there's one thing
only now after probably 7.5 years. Yeah, it's a long time.
And that's why most successful businesses, either externally their brand is built on themselves, or from a value set it is very tightly aligned to them, because you're creating something in your own shadow or in your own light, and it's authentic to you. And then it's you get it to a point, and then it's about, how do I, and this is where we're at, how do I, okay, we've got something here, how do I detach it from me so it's led by me but it's not me? And you're the business owner, you're not the business. And I think at the beginning you absolutely are the business. You are, every single part of you physically and mentally is tied to it. But that's just about the journey, isn't it? And that's just
and progression. I think because it takes the time to find that and identify what that is, and then you have to get used to doing that, and then you have to identify, like you said, how to detach yourself from it. And if I want it to grow bigger, then there needs to be an element of not me and other people. So bringing in people to support those clients that want to do that, or I make a decision to, this is what it's going to be, and this is it. And when I finish, and that's it. The business goes. So but the journey is, it's not just about setting up as a VA the next day and it's dead easy. Yeah, as Sam said, it's like the hardest that we've ever worked, and it is totally worth it. Totally.
The example I can give, and I wrote an article this morning actually, or halfway through it, is it's dead easy to make a gin. It's dead easy. It's actually dead easy to set up as a VA, right?
Yeah.
Dead easy to make a gin. What it's not dead easy to do is make a good gin that people are going to buy.
Consistently. Yeah.
Buy, brand, understand, sell on a very consistent basis, scale. So it's dead easy to make a gin, and it's dead easy. I could go and do it in my garage.
Yeah.
And it's dead easy to set up as a VA and call yourself a VA. But what's not easy to do is do it consistently and scale it and brand it and understand who you're going to work with and who you want to market to. And I think there's a very there's a very good relevant.
Yeah, definitely.
It's easy to start. It's easy to say. It's easy to say you do it.
Yeah.
Wake up out of bed and go, I'm going to make a journal. Or wake up in bed and say, oh, I might start. I like doing admin. You know, your example. I like doing admin. I can work from home. But it's not easy to bottle it and to label it and to brand it and to scale it and to, you know,
and to sell it and to get people saying you need to do this and you need to talk to this person. That's not easy, because that takes time on relationships. It takes trusting that someone's done it right, at liking what people do. Oh yeah, I quite like that. Really. Being a VA, drinking gin. Oh,
go back having a gin and tonic.
Perfect. Oh, fab. Well, we can't wait to see you, obviously, on the 24th. It's going to be, oh God, fingers crossed that everything goes to plan. And we get there and we're in the same room, but we can't wait. And really looking forward to you joining us. Thank you very much for today. I'm going to put my glasses on now to make sure that there's no other comments. So someone said, yeah, great advice, business owner first. It's very hard working for yourself. It is very hard, but it is really rewarding, and it's the best thing that I ever did. And I would never go back to having a job and working for somebody else. No, and I have had offers over the last couple of years. Would you consider it? And I just said, no, you can't afford me now. It's too late. I'm way past that.
I kind of say the same thing. You can't afford me, but not financially. It's more about the risk I pose to your organisation. You don't want this.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, super. Thank you very much. And we'll see you on the 24th of June.
See you on the 24th.
Bye.